I have your attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Salute Squad. Welcome to another episode of Fly High Productions with Mr. FollowUp. So have you ever just stopped and wondered why? Simple three-letter word. Why? Question mark. Why we got uh all the senseless crimes? What's going out here to where our crime rate is at an all-time high? Inflation up there too. Uh, could that be a result of the inflation? Man, I'm reaching her. I know I'm reaching. Uh, but I may have a valid point. We got the looting again, which I knew that was gonna pick up after the Mike Brown incident. Uh, but now they even attacking the UPS, FedEx trucks, Amazon. Better not pull up on that street and leave that vehicle unattended. Today, man, we gonna talk about. Uh, I told y'all probably the last live or the one before that Chicago Sun Times hadn't been reporting on the charts and weekly, aka FBG Duck case, his trial. Anyway, we got an update on that. Uh, we also had a mass shooting overnight in Memphis. Uh, we gonna get in. We gonna hear what the news had to say, and then we gonna bring the YouTube news into it, and I'm gonna say alleged. Uh, but since we talking the streets, and I know that this guy here, well, I ain't gonna say I know. I believe this guy here to have his feet on the pavement. So we gonna hear from him as well. Uh, the Morant trial has begun. Uh, I'm gonna say this about that trial. We gonna hear from the first three witnesses. Well, we'd say the first two plus Ja himself. We also gonna hear from the teenager that's suing him. But my question is, why do we make uh, these small issues so big and the bigger issues so small? And right after we speak about that, we gonna talk about uh, what's new, uh, breaking news to me. A 10-year-old, a 10-year-old. We talking a 10-year-old now, y'all. Arrested. Not only was he arrested, but he was put on probation. My man, what could he have possibly done to be put on probation? To start a criminal record for this young man, uh, to traumatize him in such a way. Okay, they stated he wasn't in handcuffs. He got to be in handcuffs, especially at 10 years old. You put him in the back seat of that car. That car is secured. He was locked in that car. And for you to take him down to the jail cell, I'm assuming that you fingerprinted him. You took a young man in a place where it was only for adults. The shocking part about this whole thing was, okay, the police officer stated that there was no parental guidance on the scene. Uh, but she did show up afterwards. They hauled him off to jail. They didn't release him to his mother. They didn't scare him with the handcuffs. They hauled this man off to jail. This young boy off to jail. We gonna hear why. Uh, but first up, let's see here. We're gonna talk about this mass shooting in Memphis. Uh, and allegedly, one of the guys that passed away was the brother of a youngster that a young man that I reported on maybe a month ago. It's hard to believe that these crimes are not uh, in connection with each other, allegedly. I don't know. I'm not down there. Uh, I do keep my ear to the streets. Like I say, this is Fly High Production with Mr. FollowUp, and we will be following up on some of these stories. Uh, but we gonna get on into this story, and we gonna see what's going on down here in Memphis right now.
And good morning, Memphis. This is on top of breaking news. We've had a mass shooting in Memphis. 5 people shot outside a car wash in southeast Memphis.
Yeah, and right now we know 2 men are dead, 3 more in the hospital right now. Fox 13 Sierra Jordan joining us live from southeast Memphis. Sierra, just a terrible, another mass shooting in Memphis.
Yeah, Caroline, that is right. Police crews have been here since 12 this morning investigating what exactly happened. And it's still an active crime scene now. Police have red tape all over the car wash. You can see there are 2 MPD crime vans and several investigators on scene. Now, police say officers responded to a shooting at 12:05 a.m. Shots were fired and police found 5 victims on scene who were hit. They say 2 males were found dead and 4 males were taken to a local hospital. Now, we do not know what their conditions are as of yet, but so far, police are just here investigating what exactly happened. If I could count, I would say there's at least 6 or 7 MPD cruisers here just investigating the scene. Police haven't really released any suspects' information yet, but once we do have that information, we will keep you updated with the latest. Carolyn?
All right, Sierra Jordan live at the scene of that mass shooting where two people were killed. And Sierra, we'll check in with you a little bit later as we get new information.
Okay.
We had another report here that also
At
well
Anthem,
actually we had the mother. Wait a minute, child. Let me get this right. Uh, she spoke out. Or should I say we had the parents of one of the young brothers out there. And the sad part about all this, man, it's the aftermath. It's the people that's, uh, like I say, this a domino effect. It don't hurt just you're not just hurting just one party, man. You're hurting a lot of people, man, and it's sad to see these mothers bury their kids over senseless acts out here. And we got to pull it together. But let's see what Memphis 13 had to say. They interviewed, like I said, the parents.
I don't know if I ever be the. I don't know if I ever be the same.
Two more young lives cut short after a mass shooting in Hickory Hill overnight. Police tell us that they were among 5 people shot at a car wash on Riverdale. The ages of the victims range from 19 to 21 years. Fox 13 Sierra Jordan talked with the parents of one of the young men gunned down as they demand answers and justice.
5 people died here at Miracle Car Wash overnight. Police spent hours investigating the scene. They say a 21-year-old died here on scene and a 20-year-old died later at the hospital. Now, I was able to speak to the 20-year-old's parents. They say his name is Lamarius Johnson. The mother said that she is heartbroken and wants answers and justice for her son's death.
We just want to know what happened. Why? Why did you take my son from us?
Anisha and Jesse Mosley were at a loss for words after finding out their 20-year-old son was killed in a mass shooting in Hickory Hill overnight.
I was asleep and I just heard someone just repetitiously knocking on the door. And I got up and answered the door, and his friend told me that he had got shot and killed.
Lamarius Johnson, also known as LJ, was one of the 5 men shot at the Miracle Car Wash. Police say officers responded to the shooting just after midnight. A 21-year-old was found dead at the scene. 4 other men, a 19-year-old and 3 20-year-olds, including Johnson, were taken to the hospital in critical condition. Johnson later died. Police say the shootings may have been a targeted attack.
Took my firstborn son away from me. The first one that ever showed me true, genuine love. Y'all took my baby away from me.
Anisha Mosley says she last saw Lamarius hours before the shooting. She says he leaves behind a 2-year-old son and a 2-week-old daughter. Jesse Mosley II also spoke to Fox 13 while providing comfort to his wife. With Christmas less than 2 weeks away, he says his son's children are now growing up without a father.
With all these senseless killings and the killing of my son, I mean, it's just an example how soulless people are. Saddest day of our lives.
Police say the suspects and victims likely known each other. The family is asking if you have information about what actually happened here at Miracle Car Wash. Please call Crime Stoppers at 901-528-CASH.
That's the part I didn't understand. Now, if the police, it sounds like they already got a suspect. Well, I guess they want to stamp it. They want the confirmation. Uh, it ain't what they know; it's what they can prove.
In Hickory Hill, Sierra Jordan, Fox 13 News.
Keep in mind the previous record for homicides in the city of Memphis has long been shattered, and there are still
Now check this out.
16 days left in 2023. Unfortunately, that number continues to grow, as proven last night. As Mandy mentioned,
So look at this, man. I'm gonna let that sit there for a second. Let that sink in. Now, in no way am I trying to say that uh, or trying to put Memphis or target Memphis, because Memphis is not the only one. It's going on in every neighborhood, in every hood, in our inner cities. Uh, the question is why? I mean, what's going on that we can't get along to the point that we gotta unalive one another? Uh, I've been there. I know how it go. But a lot of things can be unavoided, and a lot of time as young men, we feel as though our manhood is being tested, and we have to stand up for it. And a lot of times, it takes us to the limit to where we crash out because we haven't fully developed to a man to learn how to rationalize, especially when we've brought other lives into this world. We're responsible for those lives as well. So if it takes for my for you to tank my character, for me to stay out here for my own, it's just homicides here we talking about right now, though. Uh, we ain't talking about the break-ins. We ain't talking about the carjackings, amongst the other violent crimes. We just talking about, and we talking 3 years, 2 years, 3 years in total that they comparing.
a moment ago, Memphis police say there have been 382 homicides so far, 328 of them classified as murders. That's compared to 281 homicides at this point last year, 231 of which were classified as murders by police.
Uh, Now this next one, y'all, we gonna take with a grain of salt. We just gonna say alleged, but like I say, my man, he seems to bring the facts, along with his opinion. If you watch him, along with his opinion. But if you cipher through the BS and the rhetoric, because sometimes he can't say fully what he want to say. Uh, I don't know if it's due to uh, the neighborhood, the people that may know him, or if it's YouTube discretion that he takes under uh, advice. But old true results. Uh, Sounds like I say, my man he have his feet on the pavement, and he's doing some interviews, or should I say, how we said her, he been doing his homework. Let's just say that. But anyway, and all this is alleged, like I say, this off the records here. But we gonna run it and see what he got to say. Hold up.
Doesn't matter that he's the baby brother of CEO Jizzle, CEO
I'm gonna back that
Jizzle,
up a
baby
little
brother.
bit. I wasn't sharing that screen. I was actually sharing the other one.
All right, y'all. We had a mass shooting last night in Memphis at a car wash. That was supposed to that's open from 9 to 6 in Hickory Hill off Riverdale Road. And one of the victims was CEO Jizzle's little brother. Goes by the name of LJ. He leaves behind two kids, two little children, and just another fatality. Just another loss. Young black lost life, 21 years old. It doesn't matter that he's the baby brother of CEO Jizzle, baby brother. It does matter that this shit is out of control and we losing them at a alarming rate in Memphis, Tennessee alone. Back to back to back to back, over and over and over again, all day, all night, when you sleep, when you woke, in the daytime, in the nighttime, at the car wash, at the Kroger, at the bank, anywhere you go, down the highway, it's not even safe.
That's basically what I was saying. Like, I'm not there, but every day I wake up, it's in the news. Uh, it's three cities right now that's uh, I don't know if it's because they remotely close to each other. Uh, no, I'm gonna add another city. We're gonna say St. Louis, uh, Memphis, Chicago, and Houston. Or I'm not gonna say just Houston. We're gonna say Texas. Texas uh been showing up. It seemed like they coming down that highway. They done showed up in Memphis allegedly. They done showed up in St. Louis allegedly. Uh I don't know what they got to do with nothing, if they got anything to do with anything, but I done seen them in the news. And the police is alleged that they moving down the highway. But let's go.
In the M town. So, RIP to this young man. Um, from the information that I know, like I said, the car was open from 9 to 6. They was there in the wee hours of the morning. One got killed inside the booth. LJ, he died at the hospital. And Lord knows what they was up to, but this shit crazy. So there's some news I wanted to bring to y'all. We're gonna watch the news report and let's do better. Where the men at? Need y'all outside, my nigga. True. Like, share, subscribe, always support. Man, don't even worry about the cash out. to go. True.
This morning.
My, again, I'm gonna say salute to this brother, True Results, because he just made a valid statement. He opposed the question as well, but he say, "Where the man at?" And directly following that, he said, "We need y'all outside." Uh, man, I agree. I agree. I'm not even gonna argue with that. But then let me read this. Multiple people were shot again this Friday. Officers responded to the shooting of a Miracle Perfection Hand Car Wash and detailing on Riverdale Road next to the Anointed Temple of Praise around midnight. According to police, 21-year-old man was pronounced unalive on the scene. His identity has not been released yet. Lemurius Johnson, 20, was taken to the hospital where he later passed away. He was a father of two, according to his mother, Anisha Mosley. I'm gonna take this time out, man. Before we go any further, I'm gonna say condolences, send my condolences to the friends and families of these guys, man. And RLP to them. Again, man, we got to do better. But I'm gonna let old True Results finish it out.
With an update on who is on the scene right now. Sydney, good morning.
Hey, good morning to you, Andrew and Sydney. Earlier this morning, we saw family members, friends of those 5 victims. Those people have now left this scene. This morning, Memphis police remain as this investigation continues. It's now growing on 6 hours. Memphis police say they first responded to the shooting scene just after midnight, 12 this morning. They say when they got here, a total of 5 people were shot. One of those people were pronounced dead on the scene. Another man died at the hospital. 3 other people are fighting for their lives this morning. This is a car wash on Riverdale Road. It is Miracle Perfection Hand Car Wash and Detailing. So it's typically closing at 6.
Yeah, we pretty much got the report on that though. Let's see. Now like I said, we also had a well, before I get into that, we got an update on the Carly Knight situation. Uh, and I won't say that you know same time, at face value and you know I'll flip that coin over and look at the whole spectrum. To be honest with you, my only thing, if these 3 people here are innocent, then why should they have to sit in jail? That's if they're innocent. Uh, the next thing I'm gonna say is we don't know if they innocent or not until they go to trial. Correct? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Put it down there in the box. Let me know. Let me know if I'm wrong. If I'm saying something off the wall. Uh, if you just want to debate about it, I got time today. But and I say that because of this. I'm gonna let the footage run, and you'll see why I said that.
No bond. That's a decision by a judge for all three people accused in a drive-by shooting which claimed the life of 9-year-old Kaylee Knight. And there was some revealing testimony and evidence presented today in the hours-long Aniyah's Law hearing. Fox News' Lee Peck now joining us outside Metro, where tonight all three of the suspects remain and they're going to be there for a while. Lee, we also learned what's believed to have led to the deadly shooting, right?
Well, that's right, Byron. According to testimony in court, a week before the shooting, Kaylee's older brother was involved in an argument with one of the alleged shooters over a stolen gun. We also learned that just an hour before Kaylee was shot, two of the defendants in this case allegedly involved in another shooting at an apartment complex where at least 17 shots were fired. A win today for prosecutors as Judge George Zogby ruled Tyrone Williams, Darius Lucky Jr., and Ariel Curry will remain behind bars with no bond under Aniyah's Law. Prosecutors presented evidence in the drive-by shooting on Red Drive, including video surveillance and ballistics, claiming Curry drove the car and that Williams and Lucky fired the shots at the house where 9-year-old Kaylee Knight was asleep on the couch.
Yeah, it's reprehensible. I mean, all three of these defendants were involved in multiple shootings within a short period of time. You know, there's no place in our community for something like that. You know, we see that at the end of the day, because of their actions, a child is dead. There's no place in our community for this kind of conduct. This ruling today holding them in jail was appropriate, and our community is safer.
Defense attorneys didn't see it that way.
But trying to get a bond in this case was like wrestling for a deck chair on the Titanic.
I think it would be appropriate to give my client bond in this particular instance. I think most of the case was speculation, assumption, you know, like on the gang testimony, nothing. And of course, the judge took that into consideration, and we didn't think that that was a valid factor to be taken into account.
He looked at all the facts and evidence and read it out to us, and he came to the conclusion that he didn't think bond was appropriate. I respectfully disagree, but then I'm a defense attorney and he's a judge.
As for the alleged gang activity and stolen gun motive, District Attorney Keith Blackwood believes the evidence is strong.
You know, that was evidence presented. It will again be presented. This case, as in every case, they are under investigation until the day they are tried. So I'll let the facts speak for themselves. However, there is absolutely no justification for this murder of a child.
Again, all three defendants will remain here at Metro Jail pending their trials. Meanwhile, Kaylee is set to be laid to rest tomorrow. We're live tonight from Metro Jail. Lee Peck, Fox.
R.I.P. to the young lady. Condolences to her family. Now, as we all know, again, like I said, the Carlton Weekly trial has begun. What they're calling the O Block 6 out here in the YouTube streets. Now, like I say, and I don't know why Chicago sometimes skipped a couple of days, but they did. And it's the latest that we got on this O Block 6 trial case that's going on right now. And let's see. So the courtroom sketch depicts 6 alleged members and associates of the O Block faction of the Black Disciples charged in the demise of the rapper FBG Duck during the trial at the Dirksen Federal Courthouse. Shortly after the rapper FBG Duck passed away in a hail of bullets on the Gold Coast, his former girlfriend received an unexpected text. It contained only 3 laughing emojis. The text came from her child's father, Ralph Turpin, who's among 6 members and associates of the O Block faction of the Black Disciples charged in the federal M and racketeering case stemming from Duck's slaying on August 4th, 2020. Let's see here. Trial begins in the Gold Coast slaying of rapper that had one mission to unalive Duck. Turpin 34 is accused of making at least one phone call that drew the other defendants to the swanky shopping district to unalive Duck, real name Carlton Weekly. Although prosecutors have linked the shooting to the years-long gang war, evidence presented at the trial indicated Turpin's motive for flagging Duck's location was deeply personal. Letitia House testified Wednesday that she and Turpin had a 12-year-old daughter together and that she dated Duck roughly 3 years until April of 2020. Cell phone video taken inside a boutique on Oak Street just minutes before the shooting shows Turpin made a frantic phone call. We all are, I ain't gonna say we all, but if you're not aware, there's footage of uh, a guy making a, well, I didn't see the footage. I did see the photos of this guy making a phone call allegedly inside of a boutique. But Turpin referenced Duck and appeared to the house calls bogus for allowing their child to spend time with the rapper. It's over with now, though, he said in the call. Another call for mistrial in the FBG Duck M trial. This one sparked by YouTubers' removal from the courtroom. We spoke about that in my last live. Where I was telling y'all the YouTuber Mickey Truth had been removed from the courtroom, which she also stated out of her mouth that another YouTuber was rounded up before he even made it to the courtroom. Uh, she ain't give no insight on that, and I ain't got into that one yet. I'm actually waiting to hear what the guy has to say out of his mouth. But anyway, after watching the shooting, Turpin sent House the message with the emojis. By then, House said she had minimal contact with Turpin because their daughter had her own phone and could keep in touch with him. During a grand jury testimony in June of 2021, House clearly tied the message to Duck's killing. I think, I guess this is Turpin saying this, or she saying, I think Turpin was being evil and just laughing at me because he knew how much I loved Duck. And he knew that I was hurt, she said, and we're not friends anymore. But when she was asked what she thought of Turpin meant when he sent the emojis, House Dimmer, I didn't think anything of it, she said. Uh, Now, the star witness, mass rap blogger, we also spoke on that, but it said the star witness in the FBG Duck M trial is a mass rapper, blogger, and a longtime government informant. Two other people who have known Turpin for much of his life were expected to testify next. One witness has told the feds that Turpin didn't like Duck and was jealous of his relationship with House, according to the court filing. Turpin is on trial alongside Marcus Smart, 24, Christopher Thomas, 24, Kenneth Robertson, 30, Charles Leggins, 32, and Takalis Alford, 32. In a twist, prosecutors in FBG Duck M trial intended to bring up criminal records of their own witnesses. Uh, they say the mother of Alfred's child, Tiff Huff, also took the stand this week, though she made it abundantly clear that she didn't want to be there. You forced me to be here, she told Assistant U.S. Attorney Jason Julian on Wednesday. And you threatened me with jail time through my attorney. Huff had been barred from the courtroom after it was revealed that she regularly sitting in the gallery ahead of her testimony. Wait a minute, let me read that again. It said Huff had been barred from the courtroom after it was revealed that she was regularly sitting in the gallery ahead of her testimony. Earlier this week, Judge Martha Bucco issued an order and granted the government's motion for a material witness warrant for Huff, a move that was apparently aimed at ensuring she showed up. The entertainment or evidence of criminal enterprise. Drill rap King Bot takes center stage in the FBG Duck M trial. Wow. Uh, Huff testified that she drove to a suburban car dealership shortly after shooting uh, to pick up Alfred Smart and another suspect who took his own life. Alfred had returned a Ford Fusion, one of the two getaway cars used in the shooting. She reluctantly identified Alfred Smart and the other man from surveillance footage at Parkway Gardens, a sprawling apartment complex that serves as O Block stronghold, and shares the same nickname. After she testified, Alfred's attorney, John Somerville, asked Pico if she allowed Huff back in the court as an observer. Julian quickly objected, saying she may be recalled as a witness as the government winds down in this case. In this case, shall I say? Wow. Yep. So that's the update on the. I don't know if we calling it. We gonna say the Quarton Weekly trial. I mean, that's what it is, man. Yeah, a lot of us know him as FBG Duck. But yeah, that's what the ex girlfriend of Torpin had to say, man. That's the update. That's the uproar out here in the streets right now. Uh, it's a lot of finger pointing going on, uh, and not necessarily finger pointing. I mean, it is what it is. We ain't gonna get off into that. Um, nah, your boy uh, is in the room to be back on the the little guy and how this all got started here. Wait a minute. Not gonna let me share the screen. What's going on here? Give me a second, squad. Pull this up. Let's see. Nope. Come on now.
New at 6, the mother of Memphis
Wait a minute, squad.
Grizzlies
We
star
gonna get
John
it right.
Morant sharing testimony in a deposition at her son's immunity.
But before she did that, some more stuff that I heard. Like I said, let's hear how this all got started. How Ja Morant ended up off the basketball court into the courtroom again. Let's see how.
Well, imagine being in high school and taking on a lawsuit against one of the NBA's biggest players. Now, that's the reality for 18-year-old Joshua Holloway. And today he spoke out for the first time about his legal tussle with Grizzlies' John Morant. A slam dunk for St. George's Joshua Holloway as he signs his national letter of intent to play Division I ball at Samford University this fall.
Go Bulldogs.
Go Bulldogs! But off the court, Holloway is going one-on-one with the biggest name in Memphis hoops. Memphis Grizzlies star John Morant filed a countersuit Wednesday against Holloway, accusing the teen of slander, battery, and assault after a fight over a pickup basketball game at Morant's home last July. Holloway had previously filed a lawsuit against Morant.
When stuff comes out and stuff like that, I really try to ignore it because I know everybody, again, has their opinion. So I just try to stay within myself.
The suit accuses Holloway of damaging Morant's reputation and putting him at risk of losing millions of dollars in his contract with the Grizzlies and potential endorsement deals. Today, Holloway declined to respond directly to the suit, but talks about how he's coping amidst the controversy.
Just don't think about it too much. Go to the gym when you feel like when you start to think about it. That's what I do. I help. That's my therapy. I go to the gym, I work out, just get my mind off everything that's happening right now.
The original suit filed by Holloway accuses Morant of punching Holloway and pointing a gun at his hip as Holloway left Morant's home. The teen says he's keeping his focus on his future at Samford University.
I'm not intimidated about anything. I trust God. God has my back. I have nothing to worry about. I'm still going to reach my goal no matter what.
Now, when Morant was asked about the lawsuit after yesterday's
yesterday's practice. He responded, no comment. Right now, he's just focused on leading the Grizzlies against the LA Lakers on Sunday for the first game of the playoffs right here at the Forum. For now, on leading the Grizzlies against the LA
So now you know how he got back in the courtroom, right? So we gonna hear from the first witness that hit the stand and see what she had to say.
One week before he can return to the NBA court, testimony continued in a civil suit filed against Ja Morant. The Grizzlies star hopes to convince a judge that he was acting in self-defense when he punched a teenager he was playing a pickup basketball game with.
In fact, that punch happened during a pickup basketball game at Morant's parents' house in July of 2022.
Fox 13's Sierra Jordan has been in the courtroom again today. Sierra, some of the people closest to Ja were on the stand today speaking on his behalf.
Daryl, that is right. We heard from Ja Morant's childhood best friend, his sister, and father. Now, his father, T. Morant, testified yesterday, but had to continue his testimony this morning. Now, the attorneys representing Ja Morant and Joshua HollowUp Way, the 19-year-old who is suing Ja Morant, both said that these hearings are all about credibility. Now, Morant's dad, T, says when the fight happened, he was inside his home cooking for the people playing basketball. He says he did not see who threw the first punch. Now, Josh's sister says at least 30 people were in her parents' backyard for their basketball pickup hoop sessions that day in late July of 2022. She says her brother's allegation says that Holloway got frustrated about losing and threw the basketball, hitting Ja in the face. She says she felt betrayed by her friend and never imagined Holloway to be violent.
I mean, it kind of made me feel some kind of way because I really kind of felt like it was my fault that whole situation happened just because I'm the one who invited Josh into our backyard, our home, brought him around, and he betrayed me, but it's okay.
Now, Ja Morant's best friend, Devontae Pack, said he did not see the fight start, but he did see when the ball hit Ja's face. Now, Joshua Holloway was in court today, but he did not testify.
I'm detecting lies. So you telling me as a witness, you seen this ball hit this man in the face. But what you do then? You turned your back, you closed your eyes? Because what they describing here is the ball in his face is what started the fight. I mean, it's possible he may not. He could have been doing something else. Just don't sound right to me, though, y'all. Let's go.
We know that the court hearing will start tomorrow at 10 a.m. Daryl.
Fox 13, Sierra Jordan live tonight. Sierra, thank you for the update.
Thanks for the update, y'all. Thanks for the update. So, Ja's mother was up on the witness stand next. Let's hear what she had to say.
New at 6, the mother of Memphis Grizzlies star Ja Morant sharing testimony in a deposition at her son's immunity hearing. Morant was sued after a fight with a teen during a basketball game at his home. Morant claims he punched the teenager in self-defense. Tonight, WREG's Alex Coleman has more on today's testimony.
Day 3 of the immunity hearing in a civil lawsuit against Memphis Grizzlies star Ja Morant. The point guard was not in in court Wednesday, but his mother, Jamie Morant, testified via a video deposition about the altercation at her home between her son and then 17-year-old Joshua Holloway.
Trash talking was going on between Josh and Ja, and then Ja's team won, so the other team is supposed to check the ball, and that's when the altercation or whatever you want to call it happened.
The hearing is to determine if Morant can claim self-defense when Holloway claims Morant punched him last year during a pickup basketball game at the home of Morant's parents.
Josh eventually picked up the ball because his teammates was like, come on, man, like, what's, what you got going on, whatever. So he picked it up, and he didn't check the ball. He threw the ball at Josh's face and hit him on the side, the left side of his face right here. And then Josh stepped back, like in the defense mode to fight, so then Ja punched him.
On Monday, Ja Morant testified he punched Holloway in self-defense. During another video deposition on Wednesday, the court heard from former Memphis Grizzlies star Mike Miller, who was also at Morant's home the day of the incident.
Tell me what you know about Joshua. Really good kid, really good basketball player.
Miller describes the altercation as part of a competitive basketball game where Holloway's chest pass became aggressive.
The ball got rolled back and rolled to him. He kicked the ball to Ja, and Josh kicked it back to him. It was like competitive basketball, and then Josh fired the ball to Ja to hit him in the mouth. That kind of started everything.
Should Morant and his prove that he acted in self-defense, then the case could be possibly dismissed. If they can't do so, a trial could begin in April of next year. Alex Coleman, WREG-TV, News Channel 3.
The current lawsuit is just one of several off-court issues that Morant has found himself dealing with. The 24-year-old Grizzlies star is currently near the end of a 25-game suspension. Morant is eligible to return and play for the Grizzlies on Tuesday.
Let me ask y'all this. Is Ja Morant,
Just imagine the
we know he
perfect
playing
small business that you could
Memphis, right?
start.
But is Ja Morant hometown Memphis? Stand up Memphis, let me know. Put it in the box. I can do my research and we find out. Wait. Stand right. And
Stand.
And do you recall where it hit you?
Left side of my face.
he don't have no problem with saying that he punched the man. What Ja is claiming here is self-defense, it sounds like. Right? Because if you was assaulted and you reacted that way, it would be deemed as self-defense, right? Well, we're gonna see how this turns out, and what the judicial system has to say for this. But for right now, let's hear what Ja had to say on stand.
I just punched him. Reached my arm out and punched him.
Less than a week before his return from a 25-game suspension, Memphis Grizz star Ja Morant goes to court. court today. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Stephanie Skurlock. Greg has the night off. Morant was on the defense during a hearing tied to a lawsuit after a fight at his home during a pickup basketball game with a teenager. WREG's Alex Coleman tells us what Morant and attorneys representing the teen had to say in court.
It wasn't on the basketball court, but inside Shelby County Circuit Court where Memphis Grizzlies and NBA star Ja Morant took the stand.
Do you recall where it hit you?
Left side of my face.
Did it hurt?
I mean, yeah.
Did it feel good?
Nah.
Were you surprised?
Yeah.
For the first time, Morant talking publicly about a 2022 pickup basketball game that led to a fight against then 17-year-old Joshua Holloway and a lawsuit, and demonstrating what he says happened that day.
When you threw the ball to Mr. Holloway, where
Yeah,
did
his
it hit?
chest. Yeah, he caught it by his chest.
Is that where a tech ball should be placed?
It's a chest pass.
Morant and his attorneys say Holloway threw a basketball at the NBA star, hitting him on the chin. Holloway's attorneys has called Morant's claims a Hail Mary.
Pull this shorts up. Where I'm from, that's fighting stance.
Hey, I don't know if Ja Morant from Memphis, but I know he from the hood. He know that fighting posture. Man, what I was trying to say before I said was gonna say that anyway. Yeah, man. Sounds like he from the hood, but uh, man, we done been on that court, right? And we know how they go, man. You throw a ball at my head, man, and depending on how you throwing this ball, like if you throwing this ball like it's a football, like over your shoulder, 9 times out of 10, you intending to do harm to me. It's what I'm gonna assume anyway. And I done been on that basketball court, spent plenty of years on that basketball court. And that's a no-no on the basketball court. Uh, maybe that's just this little 17-year-old. Maybe Ja had to teach him one of the rules of that, give him some basketball etiquette, should we say. Uh, I ain't gonna say he did it or not, because I don't know. But from Ja's testimony, if that's what happened, he was wrong for that. We gonna let Ja finish it out, y'all.
Does he take a step toward you?
Yes.
The trial, which is expected to last for several days, will also address whether or not Morant is immune from liability under Tennessee's Stand Your Ground law. Alex Coleman, WREG-TV, News Channel 3.
Morant's dad, T. Morant, also testified today. He, along with other family members and friends, are scheduled to be back in court tomorrow.
Yep. So that's what we got so far with that one, right? Now, Ja also, man, he hit center stage and had a little press conference. His first time I've seen him out here. The first time I seen him out here since the incident. This my first time hearing him speak. So we gonna see what he had to say in this press conference. Again, there's always two sides to a coin. And you got his side, and then there's the truth. Let's go, y'all. Fly High Production with Mr. FollowUp. Hit the like button.
It's been a process. Obviously thankful for, the support, I had during this time. Obviously it's not easy, not being out there on the floor and, having to watch. But, with everything else, being around the team, being able to practice, being able to travel, the guys just constantly, talking to me and, vice versa. It's been good, so.
John, what would you say during this time are some of the main things that, you've learned and kind of re-emphasized for yourself during this stretch?
I pretty much just been, focusing on me, honestly, outside of, the basketball stuff. But, basketball-wise, just, becoming more of a leader, with my talk. Obviously, it's different when, you out there on the floor and you're not. So it's not too much I can say. Obviously, I'm not, out there in the fire with them. But, as much, coaching or things I see, I just tell them.
Adam Silver mentioned that he was going to have what he called a check-in with you. What was that conversation like? What was his main message to you?
It was good. He was just, checking on me, see how I was doing, how the process was going, pretty much that.
Ja, after the ouster by the Lakers, you talked about needing to make better decisions off the court. In the last few months, since mid-June, are there specific things you've done to help yourself maybe try to grow in any particular areas?
Just protecting my peace.
Hey, John, I know you're a superstar and all like that, but you first came back. How soon can people expect you to be back to mid-season form? I know you shouldn't expect the first game because it's going to take you time to get up. So how long should it take you to get to where you think you should be?
Hopefully, it do be the first game, but obviously, it's different when you're actually in the game, getting game reps. So I'm just trying to come back, do whatever I can to help the team win. I'm not forcing a historic game, my first game back. I'm just super excited to be back out there with the team.
John, basketball's been your life. How hard has this process been of the last few months? It's all you really have ever known. How hard has this been to be away and kind of being excited now that you're a few days away from getting back to what you've always done?
It was definitely tough. Some horrible days, it was tough, but like I said, to start this, with the support, that I had, throughout this process, it definitely helped me a lot. It's pretty much, all I could lean on, at that time, obviously, basketball is, like you said, something I've been doing, pretty much my whole life. Something that's, therapeutic, for me. Obviously, taking that away, it makes it tougher, but like I said, I had, the right people around me, from my family to the organization, and to my other partners that, helped me along this process.
John, do you have a message to the fans who are eager to see you back out on the court? And what have you learned from this process, just personally and professionally?
I feel like my only message is, I'm just as excited to, see them, when that time comes. Yeah.
Here we go. An entire season leading up to this. After the highest highs, the lowest lows, and the happy.
Ja, right here. Back in kind of that September timeframe, your team put out some videos, accountability on shirts, rebirth, gratitude. Why were some of those themes that you felt like were important to you and important to put out?
It's pretty much just something, we had to sit down and talk, amongst each other. Just, a word that, each one of us, came up with that, we felt like could help me get through, to send a message. And, they decided to surprise me with, T-shirts of the words that we pretty much agreed on. So that's all that was pretty much behind it.
The first incident in March, you took time away to work on yourself, and then despite that, what happened in May that led to the suspension still happened. Why should people believe that the changes you made this time are long-lasting and sustainable?
I can't, make nobody believe me outside of my actions. So me answering this question with just words probably won't mean nothing to nobody. So.
John, two questions. One, just following up. What does protecting my peace mean? What does that look like? What does that mean?
Just doing whatever, I feel like that, keeps me happy, keep me in a good mood. Right now, honestly, I feel like the number one thing outside of, being around my family, and, having, more time to, spend with my daughter is, being around the team. I feel like that's, when I normally have my best days, when I'm normally in my best mood. So, coming days, hopefully, I'll be, even happier when, it's a consistent thing.
And then there's a lot of people, whether it's written or spoken, who have told you or told the world like what you've done wrong. I'm curious, what mistakes do you think you've made throughout all this last year or so, if any? Like when you've reflected, what do you think you've done wrong, if anything, or do you not think you've done anything wrong?
I made a lot of mistakes, not some that's even been public, even with my family. It's a lot.
Man, great answer. Great answer. That reporter tried to back him in. Nah, that was a good answer, bro. Even off the court. Something that y'all don't even know about. I'm human. It happens. I'm young. But I'm going to say this, Ja. These people ain't playing with you. This one's civil right here. I don't know how the other case went, but put it together, bro. I'll put it together, because you only get one, and a foundation when you building something is important. So how you start out gonna determine how you finish. And I'm gonna end that there. But yeah, let's let Josh finish, man. Like I say, man, that was a great answer you gave. Even though the reporter was trying to back you in.
Hey, John, talk about how this process has been, man. A lot of self-reflection, counseling, talking to people, spending time with yourself. Just talk about how it's been over the last couple of months.
Basically piggybacking off, the things I said earlier. It's been tough. A lot of learning, a lot of teaching. It's been, a process. Obviously, I wouldn't say, I regret it, but I'm, not happy that it happened. But I'm also, grateful that, I had this opportunity to, like you said, reflect and do things that, I felt like was not only needed for me, but, for my family, as well, for us to, realize pretty much, what's all at stake, ways, we can, keep each other happy, and, how we just, have each other's back. I feel like we obviously been close before, but we came together, even more, during this process.
There's an art to making a perfect gingerbread house. And my grandma, she taught me when I was like your age.
Yeah, well, my grandma taught me too.
This one of them ads that's gonna make you watch it, huh? Okay. You gonna mute it then.
Has it been, as the losses have piled up, has that part of it been painful? And is there a part
that makes you feel like you're somehow responsible, or at least in part responsible for that?
Yes, it's definitely, some guilt in that. Obviously, I'm not on the floor, and obviously nobody likes losing. So, our job is to, go out there and get a win. I take full responsibility of that. Obviously, even though I'm not on the floor, decisions I made didn't allow me to be out there, to go to battle with my team. So.
How have you watched the first 23 games? How have you watched the first 23 games so far? And what is your evaluation of the team as you have been watching them on television?
It pretty much has been film study for me. Obviously, I've been with, majority of the players for a while now. Obviously, we got some, new pieces. So, me being, the point guard, that's, guys I have to, learn and, find out, where they want to be on the floor. As far as, where we stand, I'm not, worried at all. Obviously, we have guys out, but I feel like we've been preaching over the years, that next man up mentality. I say, I don't think it'll be long before we find it. I feel like we're taking strides, in the right direction as of now, as of late, and I feel like the only way for us is to go is up. So.
With that being said, John, what do you think? What's your level of optimism as far as like getting to the play-ins, playoff, et cetera? And what do you think about the play of Jaren Jackson Jr. and Desmond Bain since you've been away?
Playoffs and play-in is, a while from now. So, like I said, before, I take it day by day. I feel like, each day we can get better at something, whether, even if it's an off day, we're taking care of your body or watching film, coming to practice the next day, a shoot around or a game. Just having our focus, on the now. And as far as, those guys in their level of play, I obviously feel like, those guys playing at a all-star level, all NBA level. And when I come back, hopefully, it stays the same and, it just makes their job, even easier.
Ja, how is it for you to have Derrick Rose and Marcus Smart on the team?
It's great, honestly. Two veteran guys who, are very vocal in our locker room, who has been a big help, from, guys has been here for years until, guys that's, just coming in. I feel like, those pieces for us, not only on the court but off the court, will help us, get better, all around and, excel and play at a high level.
Ja, you talked about the support you've received from your family, from the organization. What about around the league from fellow players? Have they given you their support, and also have they given you advice as well?
Nah, I didn't talk to none of them.
No other players?
Nah.
And that was kind of where I was going. Like, is that, anybody you looking for as far as mentorship? Because I'll be honest, people reaching out to me and like, can you get me in touch with John? I'm like, I don't know John, I don't talk to him like that. So I can only imagine people that's been talking to you. Is there anybody that you respect enough that you have been talking to as sort of like a mentor?
I feel like I have everybody around me now that, help me get to where I want to be. No knock to anybody, who's want to reach out or they haven't been reaching out to me. So no knock to them, but I feel
Ja, salute, bro. Another great answer.
like, my family, the organization, my veterans now on this team is, all I need right now.
When you talked about the learning that you did, who were you learning from specifically, or what? Were there other resources like books or classes aside from, people that you were learning from?
Therapy, learning from, me. Obviously, I feel like I learned some stuff about myself that, I didn't during that, process. Very eye-opening. Kind of gave me a new look, on life with, how I go about my days, how, I carry myself, just being grateful and thankful, that I'm, still here and in the position that I'm in.
A couple of quick ones, but when this suspension first hit, it was a couple of months away where you're going to make your return. As you sit here now, just days away, how antsy are you that it's finally here?
I wish the game was just earlier, and it's me talking to y'all afterwards, honestly. But I can say it's been, a while, but it kind of, went by fast. I feel like I said earlier, what helped me is, being around the guys, as much as I could be. What kind of, helped me through this and helped this, suspension go by fast. I've been counting down the days, myself. I wake up every day and be like, yeah, you one day closer. So,
And with everything that you've gone through and everything that is weighing on you as you start to play again, do you have to play, do you think there's a fine line, not on the court, because you're not going to change the way you play, but with everybody, so many eyes on you now again, do you feel like there's a sense of pressure off the court that, man, I just got to walk that line and just be this NBA basketball player and a father and with your family? Is there a difference this time than maybe any other time you rolled out and played in terms of the pressure to do right as you move forward?
I feel like that's a good question. I honestly feel like, I can't go away from being Ja. I feel like that's the most important thing, not trying to lose myself or, be somebody that I'm not or, act totally different. But the change will be, my decision making and, how I go about my daily life of being, a NBA player, a father, a role model, a brother, a son, and just, focusing in on that, being, the best job I can be.
You mentioned learning things about yourself. Do you understand now why the things that happened last year or whatever happened? I mean, do you have a better understanding of it because of what you've been through? What's that experience been like figuring that out?
Yes, but I feel like it's still a process. I obviously feel like, I'm not done yet at learning myself or, learning new things, but I definitely, see why, the things happen. But like I said earlier, I can't say I sit up here and regret it because in the end, I feel like it made me better.
John, obviously, the growth you made as a human. Right.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, the growth you made as a human obviously takes priority, but do you think what you've learned about yourself over the last year or so can help you level up on the court even more?
I'm just going on the court to be Ja, man. Honestly, just, every time, and, I step on the floor, just, going out there and giving my all and focus on getting the win.
John, have you paid attention to any of the polls or stories or just media talk about guys who they said have passed you since you've been going away, guys who got better than you? I personally got a little ticked off about it because I know you still him, but what are your personal thoughts on the perception you've had when they said, well, this guy's better than John now or this guy's better than John?
Who they said was better
Halliburton,
than me?
bro. Who else? What's the dude who played for the New York Knicks, man? Brunson, all these dudes, they said.
Ja said who?
Hats off to them, for, leading their teams and, playing great. Obviously, this league has, a lot of talented players. I have no say on, who's better than me and who's not. Obviously, that's everybody else's opinion. So, yeah. I don't get mad about that stuff, man.
It get even though.
Hey, John, a couple years ago, you guys always wore a chip on your shoulder.
Allegedly.
You have that same chip and edge that I think may have been lost in the last couple of years. Y'all see, you think you still have that chip, and how can you use it?
Yeah, it's a share size now. Not
What size?
share size.
Thanks, everyone.
Not a little small chip no more. It's a share size.
You heard it, my man say,
Go to school, take out the lungs.
this ain't no chip on my shoulder. It's shirt size. He rocking with some family size vendettas going on. Oh man, oh man, oh man. We about to round this up before I go though. Oh, I must address this so we can move on. And maybe again, like I said, maybe I'm late.
Questions tonight in Senatoba.
Maybe I missed the boat on this one. Maybe slid right past me. But I missed the follow up, so we can follow up on this story. And man, I want to know what y'all think of this. Uh, Say you pull up to the store, right? You pull up anywhere. You got your kids in the car, your son and your daughter. The son can't hold it. The daughter like, ain't no bathroom in there, boy. But he can't hold it. He bought the bus. And he popped the car door open and along the side of the car door, I'm assuming, right? Anyway, a cop comes along. I don't know if he come along. He was on the scene already. But he happened to witness this. And apparently this was enough to haul this young man off to a jail cell, a grown man jail cell. To apparently process him, right? Because why else would you take him to the jail cell? His mother was right there on the scene. She was in the building at the time. The police, he alleging that uh, there was no parental supervision when he pulled up and witnessed this, or when he witnessed this, shall I say. But the mother did come to the scene before they put him in the back seat of the car. Back seat, front seat, wherever. They didn't put him in there and let him play with the lights and all this, and you know what I mean, on the way to the station. So I'm pretty sure it wasn't no pleasant ride for this young man. Uh, I'm assuming a little traumatizing. Uh, but you take him down there and process this young man, and not only did you take him to jail, he ended up being man. Let's get into this, y'all. Let's get into this. Hashtag save the youth.
Yeah, after a
Fly High Production with Mr. Follow Up. Hit the like button.
10-year-old boy is arrested and taken to a police station. WRG's Mike Sirianni went to Senatobia to hear the mother's side of the story, but found out she's now in jail herself.
A child is a child. Sometimes it's an emergency. The child just is about to explode.
This man does not want to be identified, but says the arrest of a 10-year-old boy by Senatobia police for allegedly urinating in public is hard to comprehend.
And I think you could forgive a child for just an incident that isn't, I don't feel is cop necessary.
That incident happened in the parking lot of a lawyer's office directly across from the Tay County Courthouse. The lawyer, who did not want to go on camera, told me a woman came into her law offices asking for legal assistance. While that woman was in her office, a plainclothes Senatobia police detective entered. Senatobia's police chief stating in part, quote, "In this situation, the officer personally witnessed a 10-year-old child committing an act in public which would have been illegal for an adult under these circumstances. The officer did not observe a parent on the scene during the initial contact," end quote. According to the chief, the woman was located and, quote, "she was advised that her child was going to receive a youth court referral for this matter." The officers then transported the 10-year-old to the police station to complete complete the paperwork, where the child was released to the mother. The child was not handcuffed during the
Yeah, I got to make me understand why this young man had to go down there and to their courthouse, to their jailhouse, should I say? I'm I don't get it, especially with the parent being right there. Uh, Man, let's just keep it real. Who ain't peed along the side of the car as a young man? And I've seen females. Yeah, it's against the law. Should we take it this far though? Should we take it this far with this 10-year-old to even be detained, let alone arrested?
this incident, end quote. According to the lawyer, several Senatobia police cruisers were called to the scene. Far too many, says this man.
I don't think more than one policeman needs to show up for, even if it's an adult, of public urination. I don't think you need more than one cop.
In Senatobia, Mike Suriani, WREG News Channel 3.
Now, I can tell you today, the chief of police said it was an error in judgment to transport the child to the police station. The child's mother, by the way, was arrested today for contempt of court and is now in jail and unable to talk with us.
There's no time of year like the
The sad part about that is she in jail for contempt. The initial report that came in was
Start shaking and thinking I'm going to jail.
10 years old, sitting in the back of a Senatobia police cruiser. What could he have possibly done to wind up there? Urinate in public. There's a photo circulating on social media, sparking outrage in the community. I spoke with the boy's mother about what happened and asked police why they felt the need to haul the boy off to jail.
I'm just speechless right now because, for one, I can't believe it happened. Like, why would you arrest a 10-year-old kid?
Last Thursday, LaTanya Eason stopped by a Senatobia attorney's office for legal advice. She says within as little as 10 minutes, a police officer interrupted her meeting. He caught her 10-year-old son, Quantavious Eason, urinating behind her car.
I was like, son, why did you do that? He said, Mom, my sister said they ain't got a bathroom in there. I was like, well, you knew better. You should have came and asked me if they had a restroom. So he was like, since you had it like a mom, then he could just get back in the car.
But Eason says things quickly took a turn for the worse when several more police cruisers pulled up.
Another officer came over there and was like, your son got to get out of the car. He got to be arrested because he can't do that.
I started like crying a little bit, and they had like took me down there, and they got me out the truck, and I wouldn't knowing what was happening.
Quantavious says they held him in a jail cell, and his mom says they charged him with child in need of services, then released him to her.
That could really traumatize my baby. My baby could get to the point where he don't want to have a counting with police, period.
I get scared, start shaking and thinking I'm going to jail.
We reached out to Senatobia Police Chief Richard Chandler. He sent over this statement. It says in part, in this situation, an officer personally witnessed a 10-year-old committing an act in public which would have been illegal for an adult under these circumstances. The officer did not observe a parent on the scene during the initial contact. The mother was located at a nearby business shortly thereafter, and the mother was advised her child would receive a youth court referral for this matter. Under these circumstances, it was an error in judgment for us to transport the child to the police station since the mother was present at the time as a reasonable alternative.
And that was my point that I was trying to make exactly. Like, why would you transport this young man and his mother right there? I didn't get that. Uh, I didn't get that at all. Uh, so squad. Uh, let's see here. Seems like we done made it to another conclusion. Like I say, man, let's hashtag this one again here. Save the youth. Uh, I hope somebody put their hands on Ja, sit him down and rap to him, because man, he got a promising career ahead of him and a lot of money to be made. But what's more important than that, your freedom out here, because these people will sit you down and won't have no problem doing it. Your status means nothing to them. Ask Donald, ask OJ, ask Mike Tyson, that is, and the list goes on. The game don't change, just the players. Uh, man, I gotta say that. I gotta let that be known. Uh, and I'm gonna keep on saying it because it seems like we not getting it. We not getting it at all. Again, man, Fly High Production with Mr. FollowUp. You know, love me without fear. Over here, where you gonna have to trust me without restrictions and want me without demand. But what's more important, trust me for who I am. Uh, whether you watching the rebroadcast or you tuned in live, I appreciate you being here. And if you would hit that like button for me, by you hitting that like button, it helps get my video out there. Uh, it may not have been the best, but give brother a chance, man. They hit that like button, man, and pass it along, and let the next person have the opportunity. That's how that algorithm work. Uh, push me along. Uh, I'm on my way to 10,000 subscribers. I'm at like 5,300 right now. 5.3K. That's right now. But I'm on my way to 10,000. Uh, and if you hit that subscribe button while you hear me. We get there that much faster. But on a serious note, I want to say this, man. Let's do better for real. These kids deserve better. And if your the decisions that you making are affecting more than yourself, you should probably rethink that decision. Uh, man, again, like I say, man, I know it get rough out here. I know things happen that's out of our control. But I also know this as a male out that hood, we sometimes get ourselves in predicaments for the sake of our manhood. It's a dirty game, you know what I mean? Gotta be done. But let's be smart about it, man. Let's be smart about it. Again, like I say, right here is where I'm gonna go and get out of here. It's been real, y'all. On your way out the door, hit the like button, like, share, comment in the box. Let me know what you want to see next. Let me know what you don't want to see no more, and I'll let you know how I feel. Salute.